great protector.
While the story of the franchise has had its share of weird moments,
Let's dance.
and even a whole reboot, let's face it, we Mortal Kombat fans are clearly in it for the horrifying way we can end Player 2. Throughout the video game series, creators have experimented with various ways of ending battles. While some have been rather cringy, like the infamous Fatalities,
Liu Kang win.
others like Annihilation brought a wild side to Fatalities, even inspiring Liu Kang's now famous Fire Dragon. To celebrate, let's take a look at the best Fatalities found in the film, while also discussing some I would have liked to see.
You listen to me. I think there's another tournament coming. That's why you're here.
Before I get into the details of a few Fatalities I picked from the new Mortal Kombat film, here is your spoiler warning. Are you still here? Good, let's get going. The first on today's list is the evil sorcerer Shang-Tsung's Soul Stealer Fatality. While it's not the most gruesome of fatalities, it's nevertheless one of the scariest moments in the entire film. First, the extent of Shang Tsung's powers are revealed in a scene where he effortlessly defeats one of the greatest heroes of Earthrealm, Kung Lao. Second, his fatality not only ends his opponents, but it traps them forever within the sorcerer as they are damned for eternity.
He's about to get his soul sucked.
If a sequel is greenlit, something tells me we'll see more of Shang Tsung's amazing abilities and that he will also gather a roster of undefeatable enemies, like, let's say, Noob Saibot and maybe even the Shao Khan Kintaro? Talking about Shao Kahn, the four-armed giant Goro didn't actually get to win any fights in the entire film, which comes as a surprise. While he almost defeated Cole Young, his only purpose in the film was basically to act as a trigger to awake Cole's arcana. When he was holding Cole in the air and threatening to break him apart, he didn't get to complete his threat.
Now I tear out your spine.
Thanks to getting axed on the side. What would have happened if Allison wasn't there to save the day can be found in the 2004 video game Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. Goro's fatality involves him holding his opponent by their ankles and wrists as the poor victim struggles to keep in one piece. Spoiler alert, they don't. Kano must be one of the most annoying characters in the film, but also super fun to watch. Although interestingly enough, he was the first one to unlock his arcana.
Actually, that's kind of a funny story. You want to tell him?
His trademark laser eye move. He almost lost the eye early in the film due to an encounter with the sneaky translucent ninja reptile, but got the upper hand when he performed his classic fatality, Heart Rip. In the scene, Cole meets with Sonya Blade for the first time and hears a voice coming from a dark corner of the room. This is where a chained Kano, leader of the Black Dragon, or the Black Dragon himself as he likes to say, is kept prisoner. While Reptile, who looks like Jurassic Park's raptor on steroids, seemed like a worthy opponent, it didn't take much for Kano to plunge his right hand in the creature's chest and reach for his heart. The half-Tarkatan, half-Edenian monster that is Milena provided quite a challenge to Earthrealm's chosen ones. With her speed, martial arts skills, and unfair teleporting ability, the character played by CC Stringer was everywhere at the same time. However, this did not stop Sonya Blade from using her newfound arcana powers after inheriting Kano's and blast a hole through her chest. We might have gotten a glimpse of her mouth full of sharp fangs, but sadly we didn't see her use them on one of the heroes, which comes as a surprise since she's all about jumping on people and biting them in the video game. One of her most gruesome fatalities, Face Feast, involves quite the horrific scene. As her opponent stands dizzy from being defeated, she uses one of her sai as a fork and her opponent's head for dinner. Yum. Being victim of the first real fatality shown in the new film, Jax is one of the characters who has the hardest time. After losing both arms and being left for dead by the Lin Kuei warrior Sub-Zero, the soldier is found and taken care of by Raiden's group as they work to give him mechanical arms. I'm not sure why Sonya Blade never tried to find him or even tried to reach him, how those people in the temple created those arms and why they gave him such fragile ones in the first place. But things got pretty good for him once he unlocked his arcana. Chosen to fight the Warhammer-wielding Raiko, Jax performed his fatality with brute force, pummeling his opponent before clapping the Outworlder into oblivion. One of the most important characters of the Mortal Kombat video game franchise was strangely missing from the film. However, we get a glimpse of one of her fans in Raiden's temple among other artifacts, like the amulet of Chinook that Kano tried to steal. The fact that Shao Khan was also mentioned might hint at the arrival of Queen Sindel's daughter Kitana in the teased sequel. If another Mortal Kombat is produced, we might be lucky enough to see a live-action version of her grisly fatality called Gore-nado. With the power of wind, Kitana opens up her opponent, vacuuming everything out by producing a literal tornado. Kitana stylishly dances through the air as crimson floats all around her. Beautiful, but, also kind of gross. For a long time, Liu Kang has been the lead protagonist of Mortal Kombat and has developed a few cool tricks along the way, when he's not too busy being a zombie, that is. If we don't count Sub-Zero, in the new film, Liu Kang is the first of the Earthrealm warriors to show signs of magical powers. Liu Kang is a fighter not to be reckoned with and has mastered the power of fire. When the group is split up to attack all of Shang-Tsung's combatants, Liu Kang is chosen to face the ultra-fast Cabal. After using his famous bicycle kick move, Liu sends Cabal in a pit where he summons a dragon made of fire, which ends up burning and devouring the poor guy. Brutal. When Cole Young and his family get attacked by a scary-looking Sub-Zero, Jax comes in to save the day, and drives them away from the scene. This did not stop the Lin Kuei warrior from reaching them a few moments later. Jax, who thought he could get rid of Sub-Zero since he was armed and has extensive army experience, quite underestimated the ice-empowered force of nature. After Sub-Zero froze Jax's incoming bullet as if it was nothing, the two entered a hand-to-hand combat. Eventually turning Jax's arms to ice, Sub-Zero made them burst, leaving the man on his knees in total shock. Thinking his victim wouldn't survive the fight, Sub-Zero pushed him down the level they were standing at and left him for dead. I know he's evil, but does he have to be so cold? Toward the end of the film, pretty much everyone agrees that Kung Lao is one of the best fighters, even Liu Kang, who idolizes him. So it's no wonder that he delivers one of the most jaw-dropping fatalities when winning a flawless victory against Natara. The Flying Harpy, who doesn't have a single line of dialogue in the film and basically just screeches, is Shang-Tsung's pet and looked like she was quite the capable fighter. That is, until she met her match in Kung Lao. As she dove straight toward him, he succeeded in mounting her, throwing his razor-rimmed hat on the ground and used it as a buzzsaw. Natara, who was flying full speed ahead, well, let's just say she split. It's no surprise that today's last entry goes to the Yellow Ninja Scorpion. It's true, Hanzo had quite a limited role in the new film. However, when he finally came back from hell in the last stand against Sub-Zero, it was pure bliss. When Sub-Zero abducted and froze Cole's family, Hanzo's descendant unconsciously summoned Scorpion from the pits of hell using a kunai stained with Scorpion's blood. This made for an amazing revenge battle against the Shirai Ryu and the Lin Kuei. While Sub-Zero was against two strong warriors and made the fight a bit unfair, he kinda deserved it, to be honest. And it was amazing to finally see a good rendition of Scorpion's classic fatality where he breathes fire and burns his opponent to a crisp. Granted, the 1995 film gave us a glimpse of it, but the goofiness of it all kind of killed the mood. Since the film ended by mentioning that Cole is going to Hollywood and the camera tracked to a poster of Johnny Cage, there's a strong chance we'll see more of Scorpion in the next film. And with Shang-Tsung mentioning that death is just a portal before teleporting by Han with his dark fog magic, everything is set up for a future Scorpion versus Noob Saibot epic battle. That's going to be awesome. There were a lot of cool and violent moments in the film, but Sonya Blade's gnome fatality against Kano surely deserves a special mention here. She might have just accidentally created the first ever gnomality. Okay, fine.